Greetings, everyone. Greetings. Welcome. This is Coach Toyin. Welcome to today's session, and it's going to be really special. I have my notes for today's session, and today I'm actually focusing on Christian based prosperity and manifestation secrets. Okay, so this is more tailored. Today's one is quite tailored to Christians, and I'm going to be downloading a lot of secrets that would absolutely change your life. So I want to welcome everyone joining from different platforms. Welcome to the space. I'm your coach, Toyin Umesiri, Quantum Leap coach. I teach business, I teach international trade development, and then I also support my well builders, my entrepreneurs, and business owners with transformational coaching, such as this one. Okay, so learn more at toyinumesiri.academy. That's where we do a lot of the work. Greetings, yes, pull up. Listen, tell your friends to pull up. Do like if you hear anything I'm saying. If you like it, you know, like, express your emotions. Make sure you indicate that you like, and then also share and subscribe as well. So let's get started. Thank you so much for spending the day with me. So the first secret I want to share, and I'm going to drive deeper, go deeper into each of these concepts. Okay, this first secret is tied to your thoughts. Okay, so when you want to manifest, you want to create a certain specific reality for yourself. You desire certain things, and you want it not just to be in fantasy world. You actually want to experience your desires in the physical realm. You want to live out your hopes, dreams, and aspirations. Okay, so the first thing I want you to know is that your inner thoughts would eventually create your outer realities. Your inner thoughts will create your outer realities. Bible would say, as a man thinketh, so is he. And some days ago, someone asked me, where do thoughts come from? Where do thoughts come from? That was a deep question. And to answer it, I'm going to go a little bit deeper. You see, deep questions require deep answers in a way, because simple answers, even though we try to make these complex things very simple, sometimes when you grasp the depths, you see, you can hold the riches. If you dig deeper, you hold riches. Diamond, gold, oil, the riches of the earth, they are not on the surface. Only those who venture, right, who take the risk of diving deeper into wealth, whether it's wealth of knowledge, wealth of resources, all kinds of wealth that exist in the realm today. Most people that stay on the surface, they only get common. What's common? If you read the book everybody's reading, you can do everything what people are doing. You get what everybody is getting if you do what everybody is doing. But the moment you want something exceptional, when you want a life that is exceptional, business that is exceptional, you need to also be doing exceptional things. You need to be doing more than average. Okay. You need to be venturing and doing more than average. So the first one I want to learn today is that your inner thoughts creates your outer realities. So the richness of your thoughts, the way you think, the way you process life. Okay. Trust me, there's a lot of science to this that I cover in my school. I'm going to highlight a few of those things. You want to join my academy if you're a Christian that wants to manifest the business and life you want. If you want to learn how to create this life in a very approachable way, join toyinumesiri.academy. So thoughts, what are thoughts? What are thoughts? The first I want you to consider is that you tend to think in the language you understand. I'm going to go deep now. Okay, so come with me. We tend to think in language. And the language you understand, that you comprehend in the physical realm, is the language you were taught. If you learn ABCD, A for Apple, English language, you will be thinking in English language. If you learn Spanish, you are likely to think in the same language. So thinking in of itself, okay, is the processing of the human mind in the physical realm. But a thought is intangible, but it converts into matter. I'm going, there's a lot of models and PowerPoints that I go through in my school to explain it better, but I'm going to try to crystallize it if you're not a member of my school today. Okay. I'll try and give you at least some things you can walk away with. And then I invite you to join us for deeper dive. However, your soul, okay, your body, your spirit, they have a different language. You communicate, right, differently. Is the mind processes thoughts as information and it uses that information as permission to govern life. However, there are different realms of languages that humans embody. And this is why, oftentimes I teach around emotion. Emotion is a language of energy, right? There's vibration, there's sensation, right? And there are thoughts. And so thoughts are the interpretations of your sensations and vibrations. You have to give it meaning, particularly if you've not matured spiritually, emotionally. Okay. And if you don't know how to read your emotions and how to process your emotions, the only way you think is through your thoughts. The only way you process information is through your thoughts. But there are other information passing around. So, for example, if you're hungry, there are sensations in your body that you have to interpret into, okay, I'm hungry. Right? Okay. We're going deeper. Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining. Definitely pull in more people into the space, invite more people, share this as well. Really, it's going to change your life. So, when it comes to language, and one example I give is for infants, okay? A newborn baby that doesn't know ABCD, that doesn't have the English language or the Spanish language or the French language, right? That has not been taught comprehension of a specific human language in the physical world. A child, an infant, a newborn baby still knows how to communicate with its emotions. It emotes, right? A child, a baby will still emote, right? Because they are right. The baby is an energy being. It's a human being that can still cry, that can still be upset, that can still be dysregulated, that can smile, that can be happy, that can be expressive, okay, of how it, of the emotions and the vibrations within it and the sensations running through it, right? So even without consciousness of language, a child is still communicating, but the language they're communicating with is primarily emotions. Now, as you train your mind, okay, the school system nurtures the mind. The school system fails to nurture your emotions, right? Emotional intelligence, spiritual intelligence, most of those things are not okay in the school system. Even physical well-being, they don't teach you how to take care of yourself as they ought to. They don't teach you what food to eat, sleep well, well-being. Overall well-being was not intended for the traditional school system, and that's part of the problem why manifestation is not a natural thing, right? Manifestation is ought to be a natural thing for every human being. You ought to have ideas and have the skills to manifest your ideas. That ought to be natural. However, the traditional school system was designed not to help you manifest the life of your dreams, but to train you and give you skills where you can commercialize and make money and have a meaningful life, right? In that dimension. So they'll ask you, who do you want to be? Doctor, lawyer, right? They're not asking you, do you want to be wealthy? Do you want to be a millionaire? They're not asking, do you want to build a business? They're not asking you, right? What do you, right? They ask you in within the context of the realm and reality that those school system can give to you. But God can give you more. God has given you more. And so this skill is so important because this is the natural way we ought to be anyway. When God gives you an idea, He has given you also everything you need to process those ideas and manifest it. That is something we need. That's the foundational concept that everybody needs to understand and come back to. Is that God that gives ideas, that says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth. He cannot ask you to do things you are incapable of. Right? God cannot be challenging us to live at a certain realm that He believes we cannot live. So You can. When you have dreams, ideas, you need to know that it's a picture of a destination and what's possible for you. The fact that those ideas are inside you means it's possible for you. So that's something I want Christians to really, really master and understand. The fact that you have ideas makes it possible for you. Now, how to manifest it in practical ways, that's the journey you and I ought to go on. And I'll share more. So, again, first thing I want you to know, your inner thoughts would always create your outer realities. That's why you need to think about what you're thinking about, right? Because those thoughts mixed up with your energy will manifest a certain charge and reality for you. And the first point of manifestation is who you become because of your thoughts. So your thoughts will actually manifest you, will charge you up, will polarize you to become a certain type of person, right? The emotions you embody are the first manifestation process, because that emotion that you embody is very magnetic. It will attract, okay, what the information you embody in those emotions, what you're asking for, the information you put into the world will determine what you get out of the world. Okay? You become your own thoughts. Right? You become your own thoughts. And so this calls for greater responsibilities in terms of what you're thinking about, right? Prosperity manifestation is not child's play. It takes a lot of spiritual maturity, emotional maturity, intellectual maturity, physical maturity to handle these affairs. And so many times, if you don't mature your emotions, your energy is entangled in wrong thoughts. Okay? If you are thinking wrong thoughts and you're giving time, energy, resources to processing wrong thoughts with your powerful mind, listen, you are manifesting those thoughts anyway. Whatever you say is what you're going to see. So just imagine you're given a supercomputer, but instead of using the computer to start a business, you are using it to play games, right? You're gamifying your life. I'm trying to be funny, right? God gave you a supercomputer to build and do great things. I'm just using this parallel so that you grasp this. If God has given you a supercomputer, your parents gave you a computer for your studies, and suddenly you start playing games 247 on that computer, you are manifesting, right, games. But guess what? You need to now ask, was that what God intended it to do? So mismanagement of your energy, mismanagement of yourself, mismanagement of your time, mismanagement of the resources, mismanagement of the relationships in your life is part of the reasons many Christians don't manifest the life God has for them. You have to be more intentional, you have to be more dedicated, you have to be more focused for you to actually do all this work. Okay? And in order to manifest, there are systems. You are a composition of different dynamic systems, many systems. You have your digestive system, like you have physical systems that in the physical realm people can talk about your physical body, this system, this, right? You have the five senses, taste, touch, right? However, what people have not tapped into, and these are the systems important for manifestation. Okay, in order to manifest, you have systems that are non-physical, that are metaphysical, that are at play, and if actually more important, you have systems that process your energy, you have systems that process your thoughts. Okay, you have systems that create emotions, right? The conversion of potential energy to kinetic energy that gives your body mobility. Guys, I'm going into very advanced stuff that many people in the world, even the world of sciences, has not uncovered. So you are getting pure download, pure download, like fresh stuff, right? In the world of manifestation, in the world of prosperity, like you can't find this anywhere else, guaranteed. Okay, so you have systems that are non physical that is actually going to power your life. It powers your life already. Your thoughts are non physical, but there are systems that processes your thoughts as information and gives it as and makes it direction. It's the direction of your life. Your vision, right, is the picture of your destination. right? Imagination, projection, right? All of these things, right? They are the processing of your non-physical side. And when you think about the Bible talks a lot about the mind, about the heart, not the physical heart, but the heart that belongs to the soul. With your heart, you serve God. What is going on in your heart at the emotional level, your emotional well being, is the states of where your energy is investing in. Okay. And if you invest your energy in thoughts that are not productive, you will reap, right? The first return on investment is your emotions. When you invest your energy in wrong thoughts, you will get emotions that are not ideal. And if you invest your energy in the right thoughts, you will get well-being, right? Fruits of the spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, right? Think about these things. Bible talks about thinking about specific things is because when you think about good things, you experience good thoughts, good emotions. So you are the one producing your own emotions with your thinking. And here's what's so important: your emotions is your energy field, right? Energy in motion is how energy moves through your being, and with encoded information, with instructions to the body on what the body is going to do and how to do it. Your mind trains your body to perform activities. Your action, okay, is driven by your thoughts and energy field. And all of that embodiment of emotion, they charge you up positively or negatively. Soon enough, when people come close to you, they are going to, right, the emotions you are emitting with the information you are emitting, the other person picks it up. So if you're angry, they know you're angry. Whatever thoughts you embody, other people can pick it up as well. Very advanced stuff. I'm just laying a lot of foundation for those who have not gone deeper into this. Okay, and I invite you to join us at toyinumesiri.academy. Really, if you want to learn how to manifest the business and life that God has for you. So, number 2, greetings, greetings. Thank you everyone for joining. So, number 2, your mind is designed to create the outcomes you say you want based on your conclusions. Listen, this is loaded. That phrase alone, many master classes will come out of it. And we do have a ton of classes when it comes to the human design, the mind. I go deeper into it in my school. You can find the model, you can find the PowerPoints, right? And you can find the worksheets that helps you as well. You see, your mind is a system that tend not to I'm going to be careful. Let me land. I'm going to say something that you might say, "Oh, what's Tony saying?" But then give me time to say it. Your mind does not know what is good for you or not good for you. It is not designed to question you. It is designed to accept whatever you feed it and to process whatever you feed it and give the life back to you and give the outcomes, the productive outcomes that you fed it. You feed it instructions, you feed it energy, it will use the information and energy to produce whatever you say you want. What do you want for dinner? Spaghetti. Your mind will try to create spaghetti for you. If it finds all the ingredients, it will manifest it for you. So be careful what you are feeding your mind. If you know this fact for manifestation, if you know what you're feeding your mind is what your mind will produce. Hi, greetings. Thank you, coach. Good, good, good. I'm glad you're enjoying this. So comment, like, subscribe, share this with the right people. This is going to change your life. Okay. So your mind, think of it as a big mouth that eats up information and energy. And whatever you feed it, whatever you tell it, whatever you instruct it, whatever you give to it, it will produce. It will use that information to produce your life and your experiences in reality. And the first thing you're going to experience from that processing is an emotion, which it is saying, this is what you're about to create, and this is what's going to feel like when all of this thing is manifested. Okay, I go deeply into it, mastering your emotions and feelings, Because many people think emotion is just, oh, anger, this, that. No, 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 no. It's your energy field, it's your charge. Because you will be described through your emotions. Right? Is that who is this person? You are nice, you are kind. All of your behavior is influenced by your energy field, right? Your thoughts, what you think about life, how you process those things. So your mind is designed to create. Okay, to create. It is a creative system. It's like, again, back to the computer. Your computer can create many things, whatever, but what you type into it. Okay, there are parts of your computer you did not design. That's why I talk about this for Christians. God designed us. We are wonderfully and beautifully made. God designed us a certain way to function a certain way. You need to master and learn. That's why I talk about the human design classes. That's why I designed the human design classes in my school. If somebody gives you a car, it is your job to learn what the car does and how to use the car. Okay? So God gave you your mind. And it is a creative system. It is a creative system. It is a creative system. That's why God says, be fruitful, multiply, replenish there. It's part of the powerful systems that gives you the permission to create. You are a creator of a co-creator. You have a system that creates. And that creation is, it converts your energy and your thoughts and your words as well. It mixes those things and creates physical experiences for you. And the first physical experience is what you're going to experience in your own body. Living in that body, you will first experience the outcomes and the outputs of the mind. And I mean, this is to indicate what you're about to feed, the food you're about to feed other people. You will eat it first. The food you are cooking with your system, the thoughts you are manifesting, you are the first recipient because you live in the charge that you created. If you are embodying anger, you will experience what anger feels like in your system first. If you are producing kindness, your body will experience what kindness. You will experience in your body what you give other people. That's why if you are kind to other people, your body will be happy. The food you dish to other people, you will eat it first. That's the power of emotions. So that you would know when you're about to create something that is toxic. Okay, I won't go too much into that. But realize your mind is designed to create. And it uses your thoughts, emotion, words, beliefs, all of these things, right, to create. And I'm going to share something also very powerful with you. When it comes to manifestation, the way it works, the best way it works really is that you start with the end from the beginning. Remember, Bible talks about God that, it starts the end. It tells you the conclusion of the matter, and then everything is backward, right, planned. Manifestation is the same way because you are designed the way God put his own design on us as well. Is that oftentimes you are supposed to conclude on where you're going, okay? Conclude on what you want, right? With certainty, with clarity and certainty, and audacity, and intentionality. All the T's, right? You are supposed to use your own divine authority over the outcomes of your life to say, this is where you are going. This is where you want things to land. And you use your ideas as clues to set your destination. Because the way your mind works, okay, is when you set the destination, it now creates some algorithm and some forces are activated to help you decide and plan the best route and the best approach to giving you what you say you want. So it's backward planning. It's like, where are you going? I'm going to California. Once you say you're going to California, not all roads leads to California, but the most optimized way to get to California is the roadmap you need for your life. Your mind, right, through divine design by God, If you tell it what you want, it will start working on what you need to be able to guarantee those outcomes. If you say, what do you want for dinner? The moment you know what you want for dinner, your mind will get to work. We'll start planning, okay, how best, okay, to create that dinner to your delight. The mind always likes to pleasure the heart. Now, if you've trained it, see, so this is where I start challenging people, right? Because it's designed to give you what you've given it. But if you don't train your mind, it cannot perform to the level, right? It can only give you to the level that you have trained it. So if you want to cook spaghetti, but there's no salt in your house, and you refuse to go and buy salt, you are going to eat saltless spaghetti. Right? Something will be missing. If you don't give your mind, and it eats information, it likes information, knowledge, 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 knowledge. That's what your mind wants. Divine knowledge, spiritual knowledge, right? Emotional knowledge, intellectual knowledge, physical knowledge. Like your mind loves to eat up good knowledge. If you feed it bad knowledge, it will give it back to you. That's why knowledge is expensive. I'm not talking about the crappy stuff people are picking on the streets of social media. It's like going through the garbage of something somebody else has put out. You have to be careful. You want luxurious life, you want successful life, you want prosperous life. There's prosperous information that will give you prosperous life. And there is poverty information that leads to poverty. It leads to poverty behavior and poverty life. If you start thinking rubbish, I'm making that noise. Many people, it's like one, 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 one. If you start feeding your mind crappy stuff, soon enough, you will feel it in your body. You did that to yourself. Right? So you have to start eating from the tables of kings and queens if you want to be a royalty. Okay. We have questions coming in. Let me say something and then I'll get to that question. Your mind obeys whoever is the master. This is another one. Whoever programmed your mind, I'm going to drop some bombshell now. Whoever programmed your mind, if it is culture, nature, nurture, whatever they poured into your mind from infancy to who you are today, whatever information, when you were not powerful, who told you this is this, that is that? They programmed you. They programmed that mind. Your mind is obeying the master of your mind. So the question is, are you the master of your own mind? Or what culture said, nature said, nurture said, what the government said, what in social media is saying is what you are using to power your life. You will get the outcomes of whatever those things are. Whoever masters your mind, if you are not the master of your own mind, it's like your computer. If somebody else borrowed your computer, God gave you a computer, you didn't use it. But when you were a child, you started looking and everybody was just pushing you here. You didn't have agency. You didn't have autonomy. You are not an independent thinker. Other people are thinking for you, telling you who to be, directing your life, beating you all around the place, and you have become, they panel beated your mind. And so now you've become the person they told you to become. They wrote a script for you, and your mind obeyed them because they are godified figure over your own life. Whew. We're getting hot. It's getting hot now. Because you will manifest their thoughts for you. Some of you, your parents said become a doctor, your mind obeyed them because you didn't have the power. When I talk about personal power, the emotional power to make sure your energy is being invested where God told you to invest it. But trust me, many people are falling to this level where you've become the person your parents wanted you to become. Nothing wrong, nothing wrong. The question is that who God is telling you to become? because this is for mature people only. This is not for children. This session is not for children. Children, obey your parents. Okay? Children, obey your parents. But adults, obey God. Obey God. Gideon, go and tear down your father's idol because they programmed you to be bowing to that thing. Okay, let's come home. Let's keep this, light. So let me go to your question. We'll get back to that. You said, Malcolm says, how do I say your name? What food is good for the mind? Pretty much, when I use the analogy of food, it's information, but not all information will create the same type of life. If you want to be a doctor, there's a certain type of information you must invest in, you must eat up. Those big books doctors read, that's the food of the mind. Because you have a storage capacity inside you. That information, when you take in information, they are stored in your memories. And what you store, it's like your pantry. When you want to eat real food, you are supposed to go and shop, store your pantry with nutritious food. If you put junk in your pantry, when it's time to cook, you will be cooking junk. What you shop for will determine the outcomes of your life that the mind will prepare. So let's say you want to be a doctor. There's information tied to helping you perform the duties of a doctor. So you have to learn it. And anybody that wants to be a doctor but refuse to learn what doctors must learn to perform their duty, they cannot perform, right? They will be inadequate. It's the saltless spaghetti that I talked about. Things will be missing in their system. The ability, the capacity, the skill to manifest those reality, it will be missing. The same thing is true, in any other realm. You want to be a millionaire? There's a knowledge that millionaires know. You want to build a business? There is a certain type of knowledge that business owners must embody because the tasks and the things they must do to create those money. An employee doesn't have that knowledge. Also, to be an employee, they will make you learn certain things before you can be an employee. You cannot say, oh, I want this job, and then you refuse to go to school, you refuse to develop skills, you don't have any technical skills. Nobody's going to give you a job if you cannot perform the duties of a job. And prosperity comes with responsibilities. Prosperity comes with responsibility, and if you don't mature to be the type of person that has the skills, knowledge, and emotional capacity and all of the abilities, the power to create wealth, if you don't become the person that can handle prosperity, if you don't mature to be the type of person that can handle higher levels of success, you cannot manifest beyond your consciousness. So God wants you to grow up spiritually, emotionally, intellectually. You have to grow up. If you have a car for a 3-year-old, the child must grow up. The car is there. Prosperity is there. You can manifest it, but on that journey, you will grow. You have to grow. Grow in knowledge, grow in abilities. You will mature. It forces us to mature. So there are many things in the spiritual realm that is only for mature people, and people who don't mature don't become who God wanted them to become. So the food of the mind is making sure when God shows you who you are supposed to be, you need to be training. Many are called, few are chosen. It's not everybody God is calling to prosperity that becomes prosperous. Not everybody wants to, everybody's coming up with their own process, not realizing God will process you. The pruning, that ye might bear more fruits. Prosperity is more fruits, right? There are levels of success. There are dimensions of success. Okay? And so when God is telling you, stop this, stop that, an infant can be throwing tantrum, talking anyhow, behaving anyhow. It's forgivable. You see, you just can be making mess. Somebody else will clean up after, right? But when you become an adult and you're still behaving like an infant, come on, somebody needs to tell you, shape up. Who is responsible for cleaning your mind? Who is responsible for giving you the life you want? It's not mommy and daddy anymore. The old life, mommy and daddy could be saying, go to school. They'll be begging you to go to school. Who's going to beg you to go to school today? Who's going to beg you to read a book? Who's going to ask you to invest in your future? You do it at your own, right? If you don't know what to do, it's up to you. Nobody is going to be begging you to do anything. That's maturity. But when you were 16, somebody will be paying your salary, so your school fees. Somebody will be saying, what is your grade? Who is going to be asking you for grade now? But trust me, life is grading everybody. Whether you know it consciously or not, God is busy grading people. And based on your approval, right, He may call you, but if you go through His process, He is the one that rewards everything. Another question here. How do you train your mind? You feed it nutritious, expensive knowledge. The knowledge people who rule the world, what they know. Do you know it? What they do, can you do it? The results they have, are you getting it? So whatever you want to be a governor, mayor, whatever, business owner, there is a knowledge part you must now invest in. And anybody that refuses to do that work, you're also refusing to manifest. The reason this is important, now let me share something with you. Remember, I talked about you are supposed to set your destination, and these systems, they plan backward. God says the end from the beginning. God will tell you this is where things are going. He already programmed inside you who you're supposed to be. Your job is to unpack, unlock, right? Your power to prosper. It comes in a seed form. You're supposed to manifest it, become it. Your greatness is tied to these gifts and talents God has given you. However, if you don't nurture yourself, you don't invest in yourself, you don't train yourself, you don't become, most of those things are still in infancy level. That's the problem, guys. Is that people are not perfecting their gifts. People are not investing in what God has given them. They are not letting it grow. Right? They are not growing. You can be growing physically in age, but are you growing spiritually, emotionally, intellectually to the level that would grow you into the greatness that God has programmed inside you? Right? So who you are supposed to be is already inside you. And you know it. Sometimes it gives you clues. Your job is you are supposed to be giving more time, energy, and resources to that version of you. But most people hold on to survival. So remember, this system, when you set the end, God has set the destination for you. Children of Israel, here's the promised land. God doesn't get you to start a journey if He doesn't know where He's taking you. He knows where He's taking you, and He gives you clues. Joseph, you're going to do this, and when all is said and done, this is what it's going to look like. They'll bow to you, right? The picture of his greatness, Joseph got a glimpse for it. And you have gotten the glimpse of it as well. But many people don't know the step-by-step of working with God to make sure you become who God wants you to become. So that end is set. God will actually tell you the end. And what usually surprises people is if the current does not look like the end, people give up and they back out. And children of Israel, they faced Goliath. God said, this is your promised land, guaranteed promised land. But they forgot that God guarantees. So they started telling a story. Oh, giants, hands, this, that. And many people are doing that today. Okay, God has made promises to you. Faith made you start. But what you might be seeing right now may not look like what you saw. And so you're at a point where you're saying, should you turn back and go back to the past? Fear, doubt, limitation does not help people manifest. And nobody told you are supposed to be preparing to fight for what God has for you. So if David doesn't fight Goliath, will he be king? Because there are many steps to ascending to the heights of success that God has for you. Right? When the test shows up, if you really, really want, you think life doesn't test, it's not just in school. that you are tested if you understand what life has been teaching you. It's not just in school. When the test comes, pass or fail. I hope you fail. You use pass, not fail, but pass. This is why these sessions are important. Your mind obeys whoever is the master of your mind, whoever programmed you. And the programming simply means whatever thoughts you honor, whatever thoughts you obey, whatever thoughts you accept into this system I'm talking about will manifest wherever those thoughts come from. If you believe it, you manifest it. If people say to you, oh, because of this, nobody does this for you, okay? If you touch it and you start believing it and processing it and start thinking about it, you are already manifesting it. It becomes real because soon enough, you embody the emotions that make it real. You embody those thoughts will create an emotion, and soon enough, it yields whatever fear, doubt, limitation. Those thoughts that come right through your insecurities, wherever they came from, culture, nature, somebody said something, the fact that you believe them, this system, you feed it to this system, you will manifest, you will become what those thoughts say you become. So that's why you have to be careful, Malcolm, right? You have to be careful which thoughts you are believing, because part of this system is that your mind just accepts whatever you believe, and its job is to figure out how to give it to you. It doesn't know what is good or bad. It just does whatever you say you believe. And I pray you believe good things that God has for you, because that's what will manifest the good life, the good and prosperous life. Okay? So it's important. Number 3, it's important to watch what you believe. What you say is happening to you will happen to you. That's simply what it is. Whatever those story and script, whatever you say is happening to you. If you say, oh, these people are bad, yes, you will experience it. Whatever you say is happening to you will happen to you. That's why in my school, I have programs on how to program your belief system. Your belief system and value system must match your prosperity life. If you believe chaos, you manifest it. When I say manifest it, the first thing is that these systems will just copy and paste. It's copy and paste. Your mind is set to the destination you say you are going. Wherever you say you are going, whoever you say you are becoming, whatever you say you want, whatever you believe is coming is yours, your mind will say yes. It will say yes to you. Good, whatever those things are. That's why knowledge of good and evil, God knew that this system I'm talking about does not filter out, because if it filtered it out, everybody will be well and living out God's promises. And Jesus said, renew your mind, guard your heart. It's because Jesus saved our soul, but your mind and he does heart is your own assignment. The flesh, where the Bible calls the flesh is still the flesh. However, you are now responsible for programming. That's why God said, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. You will meditate on it day and night. That is your responsibility now. Who is going to read your Bible for you? Who is going to feed your mind a way of thinking that is aligned to God, such that it will manifest the life God has for you? You cannot be thinking in opposition to that life and manifest the life God has for you. You cannot. That's why the Bible says a double-minded person cannot receive anything from God. You cannot be thinking opposite to God's word. You will manifest opposite. Fear, doubt, limitation is because you are thinking those things are real and they become real. Whatever you think about becomes real. And the way it becomes real is you embody the emotions. And soon enough, you're angry. Soon enough, you are fearful. Soon enough, anxiety. These are the energy composition of those thoughts. So when people say emotions, listen, go beneath it. People think of emotions through, oh, just it's a label. But what it is a label for is energy, energy polarity. The energy you are emitting, if it is positively charged or negatively charged, if it is creatively charged or destructively charged, it will destroy something. There are some thoughts that are destructive. And if you embody them, they start destroying you. You feel pain, you feel struggle. And trust me, anybody that comes close to you, you give them a dish of that. That's why you need to be avoiding certain types of people that put you in a condition that is completely toxic. Blessed is the man who doesn't sit in the council of the ungodly. Right? People who share ungodly thoughts, people who do ungodly things, people who gossip, people who anger, people who do crazy things, people who accuse, people who do all this. Don't let them program you. Don't let them, don't give them permission, okay, to program you. Don't give them permission into your system. Because if you hang around them, their thoughts become your thoughts, and those thoughts soon will emit an energy and charge. And you see, when I say this charge, determines what you attract and what attracts you. And this is your first manifestation, your own energy charge. Your charge. What you emit, because your body is living inside your own energy charge. So if you are charging yourself with toxicity, toxic thoughts, trust me, you don't feel well. You're not happy. You're not going to be an happy person, because the energy around you is negatively charged. If you sit around certain people, you cringe. You enter a room that is negatively charged in opposition to you, they don't like you, they will emit that information and your system will pick it up and you will want to run away. When people don't like you, you can read their own energy charged and you avoid those things, right? Because those who love you, if people embody thoughts of goodness towards you, kindness, openness, if their heart is open to you, listen, you will walk in, you will embrace, you hug each other. But liars know how to hide their original thought. But that's, trained liars, they know how to hide. But that's not what I'm talking. I'm just saying, generally speaking, without people saying anything, you know how they are charged. If this person is a positive person or this person is a negative person, you can see it, you can sense it. And other people can do the same of you. Okay? So join Toyin Umesiri Academy, Quantum Leap Academy, to access the classes that will teach you how to manifest the business and life you want. ToyinUmesiri.academy. That's my first name, my last name, .academy. If you type it into the browser, it will take you there. We have 3 levels of membership. The manifestation, right? 1, the business accelerator, entrepreneurs academy, the quantum leap coaching, millionaire mindset coaching as well. Check them out. Listen, it's the most advanced programs for visionary entrepreneurs, right, and business owners in the world. So listen, that's what we're doing. We have clarity in terms of the impact we are making in the world. Okay. So as I'm beginning to wrap up, greetings, Just Nettie. I see more people joining. Greetings to you. If you want to ask more questions, hey, greetings. It says powerful. Forget Fat says powerful insights as always. So happy I made the live. Yes, and thank you for joining the Academy, the Success Accelerator as well. I've seen the comments you've been putting out there. I really appreciate it. Listen, this is the real deal. It doesn't get better than this anywhere else. Okay. So let me quickly share some things about belief systems. This is going to change your life, right? Particularly, some enemies of manifestation, some behaviors that is counter to what God has for you. So this process is, you want to set the destination. This is who I am. This is who I'm becoming. Okay. This is what I want. Don't include doubt fears, and limitation. In fact, the only way you can do this well is to take on your authority, your God-given authority as the creator and chief manifester of your reality. Don't give it to anybody else. Don't give that role to doubt, fears, limitation. Don't listen to any thoughts that is trying to demote you from your place of authority over your own life. Don't give room to anybody that is trying to lord over your life. That's child. When you are a child, some people can be sending you around and programming your mind. They say, stand up, you stand up. Sit down, you sit down. Now you're an adult. Anybody still doing that to you is because you've not matured. You've not taken agency and authority over your own life. Nobody ought to be governing your life if you're an adult. Your yes is your yes, your no is your no. If you haven't matured to that level, you have to do a lot of inner work. A lot of inner work to take charge of your life, because manifestation, okay, is tied to those who can listen to God and manifest what God wants them to be, not what man, woman, or anybody else is emitting and throwing at you. If they throw you thoughts and you are receiving it, you are becoming it. Okay. Many people want to lord over you, rule over you. They say they are bigger than you, they are more than you, and you are believing and agreeing with them. Because anybody you agree with, it means their thought is important to you, what you want to manifest. You will manifest for them. This is what governs hierarchy in society. Those who can exert their power and influence over other people, and those people can give up their agency and accept their thoughts, they will rule over you. Until you decide to say, because those who will manifest, you need to learn how to say yes and no. Your no must be as strong as your yes. You need to be rejecting thoughts, okay, that is going to mess up what you're trying to manifest. Because if you want to manifest prosperity, but some people think prosperity doesn't belong. Why are you leaving your job? You have this good job. Their thoughts towards you ends at that. If you don't believe them, it doesn't work. But if you believe them, you don't. Listen, I'm even challenging you. Only believe God. Going from today, make a commitment to God that you're only going to do what God is telling you to do. That's how this thing works. Because as long as you are mixing ideas, human flesh, these people don't know where God wants to take you. Now, God might send certain teachers as myself, but trust me, all my programs will send you back to God. Because I know the input to manifestation is God's word to you. The processing I can help you with. You see, the outcomes, the input and the outcomes, you have to control. The processing, the how, the roadmap, the facilitation, as a coach, I can guide you. However, where you are going, who you need to be, who you are called to be, I can't tell you, I can't give you that information. Only God can tell you who you ought to be. And He's been giving people clues. So I'll tell you to meditate. I'll tell you, start taking notes. I'll tell you to have spiritual practices where you quiet yourself so that you can listen to the voice of God inside you. You have to be practicing those things daily to be receiving downloads that God is already speaking, trying to get your attention. But many people are too busy. So they are manifesting busyness instead of manifesting quietness, meditative journaling practice that will give you superior intelligence over your own life and destiny. Social media cannot give that to you. Social media cannot give you what God wants to give you. So you will find me challenging you to grow and mature spiritually, because you need specific intelligence to manifest the heights of greatness and success in your life. So people are searching out here. Tell me who to be. Tell me what to be. Tell me what to be. They are leading you astray. I'm telling you, the only person that can tell you the end from the beginning. Quiet yourself, get a pen and a paper, start journaling or start thinking through. You carry that intelligence within yourself. It's not out here. It's not out here. Don't let anybody trick you into doing anything. You carry it, it's within you. Remember what I said, the thoughts inside you is the one that will come out of you. But you need to quiet and listen. So this whole process of manifestation, you set the destination, it's clarity. This is why people do vision boarding, because the clearer the picture you give to your mind. Remember, we're talking about feeding your mind. The more specific you are with the mind, plus the energy, intensity, desire. Not people who are casual with their life manifest casual life. So, what do you want? I don't know. What do you want to be? Anything. The moment you start saying anything, your mind will give you anything. So, intentionality, clarity, focus. The clearer you are of who you want to be, of what you desire. That's why many times people will say vision boarding, cut out pictures, physical, pictorial representation. You want to be on the cover of this. You want to be doing this. Whatever you see yourself doing in your future, feed it to your mind has to see it. Your mind has to understand it. It has to comprehend it because it needs that information to be computing how to manifest it for you. So if he says, what do you want for dinner? If you say you don't know, your mind will just wait for you until you know. Maybe somebody else can suggest, maybe your spouse can say, oh, do you want this? Your agreement means that spouse's idea for dinner, your mind will produce it. That's why I say be careful on agreement. If you don't make up your mind on who you want to be, the people around you can program your mind. The people you like, the people you love, the people you give permission to influence your life, their thoughts can become input into that mind. So if you don't know what you want for dinner, your people around you can say, well, we want McDonald's. Another person can say, we want this, right? This, right? Suggestion, right? People can suggest who you ought to be. If you don't care, your mind will take whichever. But if you do care, you're supposed to be careful which one you're accepting, because very, very soon you're about to eat that food. Whoever brought that idea does not even matter. They are about to feed you their own thoughts. The people who came up with McDonald's and junk and whatever, you did not resist because you are trying to lose weight. You refuse to lose it. Excuse me. You're like, okay, for today, junk is okay, right? You eat. That's on you. That's on you. Okay. So let me share this final thought and then we'll close out for today. Okay. So when you said the destination, now the processing, the algorithm is the duty of the mind, and the mind is connected to your divine nature. It's connected to so many things. Okay. Now, where you have to be careful is your mind also needs input. If you say you want spaghetti, you want this, you want that, and your mind is now bringing the shopping list. This is what's going to take to create spaghetti. We need salt, we need this, we need this. And when you decide to feed your mind what it needs, the energy, resources, time, when you refuse to prioritize what needs to be done by the mind and the body to get you that life, you still don't manifest. This is one of the challenges, is that you say you want spaghetti, the mind says, okay, we need this, and they say, no, you don't want to do any work. So anybody that doesn't want to take any action, that keeps procrastinating, trust me, you can set the destination, your mind can be ready to give it to you. But when you don't decide to show up and do what it is supposed to do, okay, be careful. You cannot manifest, because manifestation requires you to impute certain things into that process. Okay, so this is important. And then finally for today, and then you can access the classes in my school, Toyin Umesiri Academy. The first thing to manifest in the process of becoming more is actually the new you. Okay? The new you is the highest form of manifestation. The reason this is important is because you have to become ultimately the person that can handle the responsibilities of, right, that level. Okay, so life promotes you based on who you are. Life promotes you based on who you've become. Ultimately, life rewards you on the capacity you embody to contribute to life. Okay? Life rewards you at the level of your own capacity. So many times, when you are asking God for higher levels of dimension, God is saying, can you become? Do you have the skills? Is the way you think, the thoughts you embody, the energy charge, right? Are you ready for success? So most of the part of manifestation is to get us ready. Part of manifestation is to get us ready. Part of manifestation is to get us ready, because when you become that person, okay, that can create that reality, your thinking, your words, your actions is aligned to that person God is saying you need to become, you will produce the results. When you graduate, you will get the reward. Okay? So on that note, I'm wrapping up for today. Thank you so much to everybody that joined. Check out toyinumesiri.academy, enroll, access the classes, learn how to manifest the business and life God has for you. I'll see you later.